Well, hello and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This is one I've been meaning to do for a while, and I just really have forgotten to do so, but it's an accounts update video, I guess I should say. So we're going to start off over here on my main, 11.38 million GP, all that fun shenanigans. But yeah, we're just going to be going over what Ginger is working on at the moment, besides waiting on Bane to drop, because this is going to be like the February-March version of the video. So, like I said, both my accounts will be writing on Bane, and some other stuff will be similar, but right now I've got Jedi Knight Cal finally being worked on my main here, Relic 4, I'm not going to give him a Relic 8 before Darth Bane drops, but, I'm finally working on him. Yes, I've had him since October, okay? Other stuff has come up, getting on Raid, and I had to work on Leia, and then Dark Trooper Moff Gideon dropped, and just a whole bunch of other stuff happened, pushing Iden up to Relic 8, and just never got around to getting him worked on, but that's just more my fault than anything. Scoundrels. Scoundrels is a faction I kind of need to work on as a whole. That's why I have L3 and Vandor Chui marked as favorites to be worked on. I mean, yes, I have the Bounty Hunters and Fauna team, but I need to round out the Dash team. So that's why I'm aiming for that. Eventually, Nest and Stormtrooper Han will also be worked up, because Stormtrooper Han will go to Sana, obviously, and why not? And then Nest is just really good overall with well, she's not really, I don't know if she can really solo much nowadays, but she's still very good in, I don't know, she's good in threes to make like Dash teams annoying, or just Scoundrel teams as a whole more annoying, just because of her counterattacks and all that crap. And, this is where my Bo-Katan Mandalore farms are right now. Almost to 4 stars with Kelleran, not bad. Halfway there with 5 stars with Grogu, and then just under halfway to 6 with Paz. I'm not really upset with that. It's just going to take time, obviously, to do that. And then, if you guys have noticed, there are 2 other characters on this, on my favorite list here. We'll start with Omega. I know a lot of people don't like working on Omega just because she's not required for Lord Vader, so she's kind of just cast off in the wind for her own little thing. But I just feel like eventually she's going to be needed for something. I don't know what, but working on her will help me have a full Bad Batch team, because I don't know. The way they're doing stuff, I know they're doing Episode 1 stuff this year, and then, Battle for Naboo, and then the Separatists are going to be featured in that in that raid. The thing is, Omega is not a Galactic Republic, so working on her isn't really a top priority. She's just Bad Batch Clone Trooper. But the thing is, since she's not Galactic Republic, I'm not going to be like trying to blitz her down to get her done, because the Gungans, once they start dropping, obviously, I'm going to have to start gearing them up for that raid, and yeah, that'll be more pressing. And then the Separatists. With the Separatists being one of the featured factions of the new raid whenever that drops, I may have to eventually get my Geos worked up. I probably should have had them done years ago, but the thing is, like, they're not, like, GAC is the main thing I focus on. Yeah, and Territory Wars, like, being annoying with that Poggle Army, but, like, I don't do Territory Wars as hard as a lot of people do, or other people do, so it's not really a problem. Now, if there was an army for GAC, then maybe I'd feel a little bit more pressed to work them up some, but until then, I'm not worried about it. STAP, obviously, you gotta wait on it to drop on a node. But, as you can see, or saw, I finally gave Admiral Trench his datas, because Trench is gonna be the next person I work on after Bane drops in, what, a week and a half or so from now, when his video drops. So, finally going to be getting Trench worked on, if I can enunciate my words. This is more as like a long time coming thing, and with Bane's advent coming, it's going to be good to have a full working Admiral Trench team with him, Watt, Newt, and Dooku and Jango, to have a fully functioning non-separatist droid team. I'd honestly like to see more Separatists come in to replace like Django, because I feel like Django is better off with like the bounty hunters, honestly. Not bounty hunters, but or bounty hunters or Mandos, one of the two. And they need a tank of some sort. I know some people like to run Geo Brute Alpha, so that way you have 6 characters instead of 5, which isn't a bad thing, honestly, because you have that permaton on the Brute, you know, to summon one, then maybe it'd be a good thing to do. So I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm working on here on my main here right now. And you know, of course, the same old Datacron crap, and yeah, and then ships taking forever to farm up the MG at 100. I'm finally at 6 stars, but the drop rate is abysmal on it, and I'm not a fan of that. But there's not much you can do about that. But yeah, that's my main. And now we're gonna go and get Doya pulled up real quick, because obviously that's the other account we have. Well, I have, obviously. So Doya's, I didn't buy the Hyperdrive bundle on Doya. Doya did before he left the game. But yeah, he's at 11.49 million GP, pretty close to 11.5 mil. The projects he's working on are going to be very, very similar to mine on my main, with some noticeable differences. So the problem with Doya's account, whenever I took over his account for him, he was missing quite a few Zetas for characters, so you know, that kind of has hindered the way I can like run this account. I have put a lot of Zetas on that he didn't have. Like I did a whole bunch on some of the Scoundrels, Tuscans, I think. He flat out got his Tuscans worked up to, you know, at least for like 3, 4, and 5 to make the team functional with the Datacron. What's Scoundrels Zetas did I do? I don't remember if I did any, honestly. I may have done like, I think I did Quill and maybe no, I know I did L3. But yeah, his account is vastly more worked on than mine, because he, you know, has a lot more, he had a lot more resources at hand to make it happen. So, let's run over the Bo-Katan Mandalore Rex for him. He's 5 shards short of a, you know, 4-star, which is shocking considering I didn't have access to the bonus calendar. So he has had better drop rates for Kelleran than me. Just under halfway-ish to 5-star on IG, 12 in Grogu. Just under halfway to 6 on Paz, so that's pretty good. Now, you'll see his Omega here is at gear 12. She's been at gear 12 for like a couple weeks now. And this circles back around to the Zeta issue. So we have 88 Zeta mats. If I want to be able to do Darth Bane and have some left over, I have to wait till I get to 100 Zeta mats before I can even apply any. Because I'd like to do both of Omega's Zetas. I mean, are they really like the end-all be-all? No, but the unique is really good because the extra speed she gets stacking if everyone's all Bad Batch on the team. And just the extra damage output that she has, which is really great. So she will be getting pushed up to Relic 5 pretty soon. If I was to do a Zeta right now, it would be the part of the squad one. I mean, yes, the Adaptive Learner one is great because of the zeroed in buff, debuff kind of thing. Or I guess it's a debuff because, you know, it's a great way for her to ignore taunt, obviously, that like it says right here. So, but yeah, she'll be getting her mods sliced up some and all that. She'll be getting gear 5, Relic 5, Zeta, and all that. I know Doya won't like that because he's not a fan of Omega. And now for K2. K2 is more or less just like kind of in the same vein as Omega. The only reason why he's being worked on is to help round out the Rogue One squad. Like, yes, I already have like most of the Rogue One squad done. I did Chirrut because of platoons. Bodhi was done because I ended up getting the Bodhi-Cron for Doya here, and I figured why not. I may push up Baze Malbus as well, just because of the fact that he will be beneficial to the Saw Gerrera team currently with the Chirrut-Cron, which honestly I probably should do before K2SO because, well, I have, like I said, I have the Chirrut-Cron, I have the... Oh no, I have the Chirrut, I have the Bodhi-Cron, so I may need to try to get a Chirrut-Cron if I want to make that Saw Gerrera team a lot better. And speaking of Saw Gerrera, I didn't really make a big hubbub about it, but I did push him up to Relic 5 and gave him the Ami before 3 lock this last season, so, you know. And then the only thing that's not done was the Hoth Rebel Soldier. Eventually it'll probably be done for some GL, or I'll just push it up to have it done and geared and all that fun shenanigans. But yeah, Doya has a semi-functional Saw Gerrera team. I mean, yeah, Baze I'll probably get done before, like I said, K2SO. I think I'll have to shuffle around the mods. Honestly, I haven't really looked to see what the best way to mod him is, and I haven't really touched. I don't really try to mess with Doya's modding on stuff because he has it set up particular ways to be like fast in certain aspects, like his Qui-Gon Jinn team and all that stuff, and the bounty hunters and everything. So I don't try to mess with too much, but like newer characters and older characters they didn't touch, I try to make sure they are actually modded good and decently. And then the same as with my main, I'm working on Admiral Trench on this account as well. But again, going back to the Zetas with Omega thing, I can't put any Zetas on Trench at the moment because, well, I need the Zeta mats for Darth Bane, and I need Darth Bane to drop. So that'd be kind of pertinent to save the Zeta mats for, you know, Darth Bane, which will help C and yada yada yada. It's just a big snowball effect, obviously. So. But yeah, and then ship-wise, the only thing he's farming, well, still is the Marauder, because I didn't... Whenever the Marauder was dropping, he just literally... I just finished the GLA farm for him on this account, so I would just missed it. If I had waited like a day or two to like drag it out and start farming that way, I could have gotten way more, and it would have already been 7-starred. So... And obviously to come up in, so we have to wait for it to be dropped on a node, which will probably be another fleet hard node, so yippee, more fleet hard farms. But yeah, that's really going to do it for this video. I know it's a little long-winded just to repeat the same thing I said on my main, but both accounts are different, but same at the same time. Doya's account has more fleshed out roster across the board, like his scoundrels are more worked on. I mean, and then like, you know, he just has more high relic stuff and all that, but like... Zetas are issue across both accounts, but more so on this one because he doesn't have as much Zeta as I do, because I tend, like on my main, whenever I started playing the game and Zeta started dropping, I tended to like just throw Zetas on everything, and that's kind of still transferred to this day. Doya didn't do that. Obviously, it was like K2SO not having it, Omega not having hers, etc., and Trench not having any of his, even though he was in Dagobah at one point, and Bespin. Well, he was in Bespin, and Bespin was a territory war-focused guild, and he didn't Zeta or work on Trench. But anyways, let me know what y'all are working on, I guess, in the comments below if you'd like me to. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's more your preference. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed me rambling about what I'm doing on the accounts here. And yeah, thanks for watching if you did, and I'll catch you guys later. I hope you have a good rest of your day.